Spent the last decade of my naval career fighting religious fascism abroad. Never thought I'd have to fight it right here in the United States of America.
As bobblehead DeSantis was malfunctioning on his trip overseas,
Governor, polls show you falling behind Trump. Any thoughts on that?
I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
In his home state of Florida, the fight against the bigotry that he seeks to impose continues. During this school board hearing in Martin County, former Navy veteran Wes Rexrod, a man who was stationed on the USS Theodore Roosevelt on 9/11, took to the floor and delivered a must-see speech fighting against unnecessary book bans.
Spent the last decade of my naval career fighting religious fascism abroad. Never thought I'd have to fight it right here in the United States of America. I grew up in rural South Carolina, and books got me out of the trailer parks. My parents trusted those educators and the librarians to let me read what I needed to read. I spent 21 years in the Naval Nuclear Propulsion Program, where Admiral Hyman Rickover said a questioning attitude was the key to success in the nuclear power program. I want my son exposed to different ideas and different viewpoints so that he can learn to think critically and not be force-fed somebody else's opinion. We've all been exposed to different opinions. Makes us better, makes us stronger. Adversity has made me stronger. I didn't sacrifice 21 years of my life to stand idly by while religious fanatics and other fanatics try to impose fascism on my country. I urge you to think about what a book ban needs and use transparency. I don't need anyone else telling my son what he can and cannot read. I'm very perfectly capable of determining that for myself. Thanks for your time. Thank you for listening. I urge you to remember the Little Rock Nine. Thank you.
Now this comes in the wake of the DeSantis-backed HB 1467 law, a law that allegedly promotes transparency and parental rights, allowing parents to know what reading materials are available and object to them if they don't feel the material is appropriate. And this so far has led to nearly 100 books being banned from Marin County libraries.
I am Grace Lynn. I am 100 years young. I'm here to protest our school's district book banning policy. I'd like to remind all of us that these few of so many more books that are banned or targeted need to be proudly displayed and protected. And read if you choose to. My husband died as a father of freedom. I am a mother of liberty. Banned books need to be proudly displayed and protected from school boards like this. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And to absolutely no surprise, many of the books targeted deal with race, past atrocities like the Holocaust, and LGBTQ issues. But not only has this subject been debated in school board hearings, but on the House floor, where we remember AOC presented some other examples of books facing scrutiny in Florida.
Language of quote-unquote parental rights and freedom hides the sinister fact of this legislative text. If you notice in these arguments, they are not really discussing what is actually in this legislation. It includes two provisions that require schools to out trans, non-binary, and LGBT youth, even if it would put said youth in harm's way. One of the highest rates of youth homelessness is in the LGBT community, from parents who want to kick their children out in households that may be unstable or abusive. For so many children of abuse, school is their only safe place to be. But before they claim that this is not about banning books and not about harming the LGBT community, let's just look at the impacts of similar Republican legislation that has already passed on the state level. Look at these books that have already been banned due to Republican measures. The Life of Rosa Parks. This apparently is too woke by the Republican Party. Song of Solomon is unacceptable to Republican politics. 40% of banned books have reported are significantly addressing and specifically addressing LGBT issues. To say and talk about government reach and freedom, this Republican bill is asking the government to force the outing of LGBT people before they are ready. And talking about the rights of parents in this gallery today, the National Parents Union is here saying, don't do this. I have a letter that I'd like to submit where they are asking the Republican Party to keep culture wars out of classrooms. Our children need urgent and aggressive educational solutions. The American Library Association coming out against this Republican proposal. When we talk about progressive values, I can say what my progressive value is, and that is freedom over fascism. Thank you very much.
Gentlewoman's time has expired.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.